Welcome, everybody, to episode 228 of The China Show.
Shout out to the 228 area code,
which is?
Southern Mississippi.
Okay.
If you're watching all the way from down in the south, shout out to you. It may be the only time anyone ever shouts out your area code.
Well, I don't know. Mississippi is one of those things everybody uses when they count seconds.
MISSI, SSI, PPI?
No, they just go like one Mississippi.
Oh,
Mississippi.
yeah, because they don't, it would be a little longer. MSSI, SSI, PPI.
Exactly. I remember when I was young, we'd say one a ship, two a ship, three a ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We would say one Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So one of the most said words in the whole of American English.
Isn't that
language.
funny? Because it's probably one of the lesser known states in terms of, like, people don't really talk about Mississippi
Gets
very much.
Lots of exposure through that seconds counting thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're getting off topic.
Yes.
We got a show to go through today.
Yes.
So let's saunter right into it with what's new. This is when we talk about what's new, specifically with regards to China. And I thought you'd be interested in a couple of clips that I've managed to dig up over here.
Yes, I would.
So
I don't know about anyone else.
Sure. Everybody knows that China has a construction quality control problem, okay? Yeah. But it's okay to laugh it off and say, that's funny. Look at the cladding falling off that building, or whatever.
Yes.
Look, there's cracks in that bridge, that type of thing. But occasionally, it can really bite you. Like this, for instance. You just kind of, look, I'm just going to hang on this little bridge here. Like, whoa, psh. Okay, or let's do a stretch. Oh no, bam.
Oh,
yes. Or more worryingly, over a river.
Oh my gosh!
Don't worry, kid didn't fall in.
Good.
But like, I'd be pretty upset if my child almost said, he went off the edge. Whoops. And then this guy said, here we go. On the same theme of tofu dregs, as it's called, tofu dreg construction, which just means poor construction. Here's a parking garage, a parking structure, and the guy here, this inspector's like, look at this. This tofu dreg. And I want to ask you something.
What?
When you're busy putting together like a concrete structure, you can reinforce it with stuff, normally rebar or maybe like gravel or something. You put something like an aggregate in there. What do you think would be a very good Chinese construction aggregate to throw in there?
Sawdust.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's sawdust, but how about something else? I got something better for you.
Okay, ramen. Repairs.
No. Wawa cracker. Rice crackers. I mean, whatever you got on hand.
There's no way that's cheaper than, like, concrete or whatever.
Yeah, but
you
know what happens is, I mean, I guess the workers have to finish quickly, and they're like, we need something. They're like, what do you bring for your lunch? It's like, I got a little rice cracker here. I'll throw in there. That'll hold up.
Yes.
这是怕你饿了吃不着饭吗？
看一下啊，这个就是他们，昨天用的。
Now this is a little bit more worrying. Okay, you can see this is a parking lot, so it's most probably underneath an apartment building.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks exactly the same as the apartment building parking lot where I used to live.
Yes, and it's got the tarp.
Yes, it's got the red, white, and blue, like we say. That's not an American thing, really. It's actually a China thing. Red, white, and blue is, you can identify it because that specific kind of tarp, right?
It's not patriotic.
No, it's not. But it's like it's part of China.
Yes.
It's part of the Chinese landscape. You will never get away from that. It's kind of a nylon woven tarp type of thing.
It's always frayed.
Yeah, bags are made out of it.
It's always faded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people make little shelters out of it. They use it to cover. Anyway, as you can see, there's a problem here because it looks like the entire building structure isn't sound. They've had to put up these support beams. Can you see them here?
Yeah.
To actually hold the roof up.
前天呢，用那个千斤顶到的把那个梁子搞掉了，贴了个封条在这里现在呀，这个千斤顶呢都歪了，看到吧？然后他们说还要把这个4根柱子把它拿掉去你说这样危险吧？
Yeah. You think that's a little unsafe?
Just a little.
Usually if you have to put those kind of supports up like that, that means it's messed up. Like the whole building structure is just compromised. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is the kind of thing you do come across fairly often in China, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we've seen it with our own eyes. It's happened to our own buildings. Your building, you bought an apartment, the walls cracked.
Yep.
And the roof fell.
There was no crackers in the walls.
Yes, exactly.
The walls cracked.
Yeah, and the roof fell on on your friend's head,
Yes.
on your entire apartment, destroyed your TV, everything.
Yeah.
All the plaster fell off the roof. I remember coming and seeing the aftermath of that. Kind of crazy.
It wasn't pleasant.
No.
No.
Anyway, just par for the
万一
course,
倒
really.
了怎么办呢？是吧？这些人看到。
I wouldn't be hanging around under that, by the way. Would you?
这样子，
No.
Yeah.
我们
I'd be
住在
like,
这里
"Yeah,
危
maybe
险吗？
move out of that building." And I thought I'd throw this in here. Okay.
What's this?
I wanted to show you, we give the Chinese police a lot of, flack around here. We're not massive fans of the Chinese authorities, really, mostly. But sometimes, like the traffic police, for instance, in this case, sometimes they really do a good job.
Let's see.
Okay. So what's happening here is you've got an electric scooter has bumped into a car on the other side.
Okay.
There's already a traffic cop on that side dealing with him, and his partner's going to back him up.
Okay.
Here he comes. He's arrived on his motorcycle. He's like, here we go. I'm coming to get you.
I actually believe you.
Oh, okay. You did?
I did.
Okay, sorry. Anyway,
I was getting psyched that we're gonna see some nice performance here. You
well,
know?
it was kind of a performance.
Yeah, I
you could tell,
suppose,
you could tell he's trying to pretend like it didn't happen. You know when you do
Yes.
that, when you're like, trying to show off in front of a bunch of people and you trip and, fall down or something, you get up and it's like, I meant to do that.
That?
Yeah,
That
totally.
old bit.
Happens all the time.
Happens all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. It's exactly what he's doing there. Anyway,
September. I see.
September. Whoops. That's a new month.
Is that like Ernie and Bert?
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
see.
September. Yeah. Anyway, September 6th in Wenchang, Hainan, which is down in the south. And again, we like to put up dates and places just to give you guys an idea of the scope of what happens
Sure.
around China. So this is in the very south of China. This is the Hawaii of China
Don't
area.
say it.
I know, but that's what they say. Again,
There actually is a new push, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
to not compare Chinese places to Western places.
are you sure?
Yes, because it's like denigrating that place, right? Because it's like, well, it should be good enough.
Well-
We want people to go there.
That's what I'm trying to say is like when someday someone in Oklahoma or whatever goes to an area of Oklahoma and says, this is the, I don't know.
Ningxia.
Yeah, this is the Ningxia of America.
Yeah.
Then
Then we know the power has shifted.
we know that China's actually produced some place that's good enough to compare to.
Well, then we know China's probably the world leader at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't just use it with America. They'll say like, this is the Paris of China, or the whatever. It's like any other country. They
Yes.
always have a comparison.
Imagine you're walking around like a beach in Delaware or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, this is just like the Zhejiang coast
Yeah,
of
or
America.
This is the Sanya
Yeah,
of America.
yes.
But it doesn't work that way. It's always the other way around.
You're right.
So I actually want that to happen. I
Sorry,
want
I
China.
have a cold, by the way. Oh, do we have a thing?
Oh yes, you do actually. I'm sorry. I'll get there.
For me.
Where is it? Yeah. It is here.
I just got cold.
Just working out.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Oh yeah, I know what you should do.
Jeff, take the pills, Jeff.
Okay. sorry.
Yeah, but
Just-
I
I have a frog in my
genuinely
throat.
genuinely want China to improve to the point where people can actually
Oh, yeah.
point out to their own local landmark and
sweet.
say, hey, this is the whatever insert Chinese
Yes.
tourist spot of
Yes.
America or of France.
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
I think that would be a great shift in everything. And I would be proud of those areas in China that have developed to a point where people are using them as examples.
Exactly. Because, I mean, you go to Shenzhen. This is the Silicon Valley of China.
They are saying that. When are
How
you going to
about-
go to Silicon Valley and say, this
This
is
is the Shenzhen of America. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can we work
That's a
on
good
that,
point.
China? Let's up the quality of your local
This
attractions.
is the port of Dandong of America.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, we better get on with this. Okay, otherwise we're going to bore everybody.
Sorry, yeah.
We're
What
gonna
would the
bore
port of
everybody.
Dandong would be like Jersey Port? You know?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
in the Northeast.
Yeah, exactly.
Northeast shipping hub of the U.S.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So in Hainan, which is down south,
Yes.
remember, very south, this happened on September 6th.
Whoa, that was lucky.
Yeah. So obviously there's a typhoon coming through. This happens in southern China.
Yeah.
But sorry, I just wanted to point it out again. when you have a place that is prone to be hit by typhoons, because southern China is, when we lived in southern China, it would happen almost every year. There'd be some kind of a big typhoon or some big weather event. And you would think if you lived in a place that had these big weather events, you would build the buildings to withstand them. But they don't, and it's dangerous. I mean, look at everything. So look at all of this stuff just falling down. All the cladding falls off. All the signs fall down. The windows collapse in the buildings.
Not good.
Also, please don't go out and ride your electric scooter in the middle of a typhoon.
Not a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, you get swept down and then you'll get beamed on the head by some crap falling off a building.
Someone looked outside and said, now's the time to go out.
Yes, I'll just put my little raincoat on. That'll help.
It will become a sail that will pull me across the road.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, we're going to start off this show with slopaganda. Usually we put it a little later. My favorite part of the show. And lately, China's been pushing a very big China-Africa cooperation thing.
Big time. Okay. Big time.
Now, I just want to douse those flames of passion for a second here, because people will see this and say, wow, China and Africa are really working together and cooperating.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the reality of it is, the absolute reality of it is, China is just trying to win over Africa, but at the same time actually treats Africans like shit. Sorry for the language. I am African, okay? My nationality is South African. I hold an African passport. I grew up in Africa. And because of this, during the 14 years I lived in China, I was constantly harassed and harangued. They would come in the middle of the night, like 11, 12 o'clock at night, knocking on my door to check my papers. They'd burst into my apartments and go through my drawers and stuff because I had an African passport. Visas for Africans are incredibly difficult to get into China.
Right.
Whereas visas for any developed country is very easy and it's much longer term that gets given, like a business visa, for instance.
True.
I could get a 15-day business visa or tourist visa as a South African, whereas my Canadian or American or Australian friends could get months or years, you know,
For sure.
like 10-year visa they could get. I couldn't get that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can stay for 10 years.
No, but it's valid for 10 years. What I'm trying to say is that this facade of friendship between Africa and China is just that. It's just a facade.
It's Belt and Road stuff.
Yes. But when it actually comes to Africans in China, they're treated very poorly.
Yeah.
All right? I just wanted to put that out. Being an African myself who lived in China for so long. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, what they're trying to do is put out an image of this cooperation and friendship between Africa and China. And one of the things they've done is, in this particular little video we're going to see here, is they've gotten an African chap who lives in China to sing a song.
Okay. Let's have a listen.
Let's take a look. I think, you know...
What is this song?
Oh, I don't know, but...
What a wonderful song. How come I've never heard it before?
You're going to find out, okay?
Sure.
Salte Waters is about to find out.
Salte.
Yes, let's take a look.
Can you play the part where the harmony comes in?
That harmony is fantastic. What are you talking about?
What a wonderful song.
Yes, it is. By the way, I would like to point out that our dapper chap here really has his style on point. He's wearing glasses without any lenses in them.
Hey, whatever. You know what I care about?
What do you mean, whatever?
Well, because you're avoiding playing the harmony again, which I need to hear.
Okay.
You did not edit that.
No, this is how it came. This is from China Daily, which of course is a massive state media, and they put this out there.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. But by the way, the glasses without lenses bugs me.
Well, yeah.
I thought that had gone out of style.
You know what you can do?
What? Yeah, you can. It's like, dude, why are you wearing...
You can technically do that with anyone that's not wearing glasses.
Exactly, but why are you wearing glasses with no glass in them?
You would have an excuse. Be like, I thought there was glass in there. You know
I mean, do you call them frameses?
Frameses. Those are frameses.
Yeah, okay. So he's wearing frameses and a lovely African. Unfortunately, it's difficult to tell which part of Africa he's from because he's just wearing the entire
He's
continent
from
around his neck.
Equatorial New Guinea.
Oh, he is?
Equatorial Guinea, yeah.
Oh, you saw that?
Yes.
Oh, I
The
didn't see
title.
that. I didn't see the title.
I
Okay.
saw it while you were editing it.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like he should take a little marker and color in the
That would
part.
actually be cool.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just
Anyway,
let's carry
can
on.
we move on?
Yes, we can move on. You wanted to hear the harmony?
Yes.
Let's hear the harmony.
尴尬的时候，
Can you pause that? Sure. That puts the harm in harmony.
Yeah, it really does put the harm in harmony. Sorry. Anyway, this is
Wow.
Chinese state media. I thought we could mix it up a little bit, by the way.
That's freaking bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But, here on the China Show, we like to give everyone a chance. And, I
Yes.
think this guy put a lot of effort into his song. He needs a bit more recognition. So I thought we could mix it up a little bit for him. Okay, let's take a look.
回应风波你眼，早有被扮演，面对记忆千变万化你的，一起前进你的。
You know what's really the cringiest part is the woman in the background. Her name's Peng, right?
Uh-huh.
She's doing air drums, like air bongos. That's probably what gets to me the most on this one.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think, this guy singing is not stellar, but he doesn't bother me that much. It's the background singer just kind of erroneously chiming in with the harmony.
That was bad,
It's
yeah.
unnecessary. And then the bongos, she's not actually playing the bongos.
Exactly.
So just not.
Yeah.
Rather not.
So anyway, let's mix it up.
终于可以每天听你
Come on.
说的。
Okay, let's mix it up.
I got elation from inspiration, writing a compliment song for the nation. What I'm talking about, 2 sessions after ranking in that section and into 4 sections to awaken acute vision and reduce tension. Just settle down and focus on what I eloquently mentioned about a true essential for country's development. Science, the air bears the weight of desire. Every civil needs to acquire knowledge as human can live without a tire. That's why we adorn and explore before we getting wiser. So now let me show you overall these years how
What a
we get
terrible
higher.
day to have
It's on the dark side of the moon. On hardness, some stuff like carbon dioxide in the ooze. Joy of success is like a weekend carve right round the pool. Processing the life for the achievements tied up to the moon.
Okay, so, good old 2 sessions rap kind of works out.
Yes.
I thought there'd be one more. I wonder how many people are going to recognize this one. Anyway, let's do one more, mix it up.
Sure.
Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty will stay together through thick or thin.
Anyway, sorry about that.
What's that wonderful song?
Yeah, exactly.
What a wonderful song. How come I've never heard it before?
The original was.
The original was pretty bad. I mean, look, it's his own song, so I don't want to knock him
you're
too
right.
much.
No, you're right. It's harmless, right?
You know what's not harmless, though? Is wearing glasses without glass in them.
the production was harmful.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Anyway, I mean, I'm thinking about what is the practical use of that? Imagine there's a strong wind blowing. It's going to blow in your eyes. There's a
Stop with the stupid
sandstorm.
glasses. Who cares?
Because it's the stupidest.
Did you just say Sandstorm by Darude?
Yeah, it could be. All right. Anyway, sorry. There's another thing that I've noticed. Now, I don't know what the relevance of this is, but Luoyang.
Yes.
Luoyang is one of the biggest topiks around Chinese propaganda.
Yeah, it's in Hainan,
Yeah.
central China. This is my favorite that you found.
Okay. So anyway, Luoyang is being pushed. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's not somewhere that you would normally. No problem. Yeah. What's that?
No.
I'm sorry. What's that? It's going to be around here.
just got cold.
Just working out.
Should I grab some weights?
Yeah. You should. You could do that later. Anyway, Luoyang is not somewhere that you would normally visit. Would you agree?
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, it's not really on the tourist map. You're not like, I'm going to go check out the Great Wall of China, then I'm going to go to Luoyang.
It's very, very important to Chinese history. Like,
Yes.
it's almost the cradle of China's civilization. Remember when we showed you in Xiaobanhou episode where we talked about the real history of China.
Yeah.
When it was originally China, it was tiny, right? It was pretty much just that area. So
Yes.
historically, Luoyang's mad important. And if you're a Chinese historian, you'd want to go there.
Yes.
If you were just a random dude, you probably not want to go
Yeah,
there.
you're going to Shanghai, you're going to Beijing. You're not going to go to Luoyang. Anyway,
Correct.
the thing is, Luoyang is being pushed almost daily on the state media like China Daily. So anyway, I thought we'd take a look at a quick piece on Luoyang here. I'll get us out of here, right?
You know, when you look at all these contemporary buildings
Hold on.
and
You skipped
still
something.
Oh, I did?
Look at the first subtitle.
Okay, I'll
They
go
took
back.
a page out of your book with September.
Oh, September. Okay.
you know, when you look
you Conwa.
Yeah, you Conwa. You know what? And I forgot to add it to this, but I'll tell everybody about it. But
That's their subtitles.
I think it's Chongqing University put up these signs that says "Welcome to Chongqing University," and they had two different ones, and they spelt "welcome" wrong on both of them. It's a university, and they can't spell "welcome."
Oh, it's obviously not a place for knowledge.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely not. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful skyline that we're looking at here.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it an R32 or?
Yeah, no.
at all these contemporary buildings and still walking on this ancient wall, you kind of imagine.
Pause that sky, don't lie.
Okay.
That is appalling.
It's bad, dude.
You didn't edit that.
No, this is straight from them. Straight from the propaganda pages, plucked from the propaganda pages of China Daily.
That's freaking bad.
Yeah, it's not nice. Let's keep going. Let's see if it gets better.
How time would flow. Like it used to be an ancient wall.
Can we just listen to that little thing he said
His
again?
English is good for being a foreigner. I mean, a non-American.
Of course, but it's
non-English speaker.
not
He is
like
an
all
English
these
speaker.
contemporary buildings and still walking on this ancient wall, you kind of imagine how time would flow. Like it used to be an ancient wall.
Okay.
You know what? You're right. It used to be an ancient
He's like,
wall,
yeah,
and had to
they rebuilt it.
it.
Exactly. It's like you're walking on this ancient wall, but
That's
it
actually
used
a
to
really
be
good catch.
Yeah, exactly.
It used to be an ancient wall.
Yeah, absolutely not anymore. They just rebuild them, with modern bricks.
It used to
and
be an
what-
ancient
yeah.
wall. Well,
Yeah.
so thanks for saying the quiet part out loud.
Exactly. Anyway, let's continue on.
We didn't have to.
Nope.
I want to take a walk and see around. And eventually, I want to see a famous excavation site, Erlitou.
Look at that sky.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That is the proper haze. You know how you can tell it's not a cloudy day? Look at the trees. You can
yes.
always tell.
Yeah.
That's the tell-all, is that if you're getting haze on the trees, then you know it's not just in the sky. It's actually right in front
Yeah,
of
all
you.
the way down, yeah. Anyway.
To look at the real ancient Luoyang.
It is said that this archaeological site is really big, but how big it is, I really want to find out for myself. I want to run around and see how huge it is. You'll follow me, okay?
Okay.
Can you go?
What?
What? That is truly, Winston,
What?
one of the best slopagandas you've ever found.
It's
just for the running
The
scene.
running, yeah.
That is insane.
It's quite an awkward run. I don't know.
What is he doing?
Well, he's-
and the lead up to it, like
Yeah.
his English is great for a Ukrainian. Not the Ukrainians speak great English, but his
Yeah.
is really good. He's got like almost like an American accent.
Yeah.
But whatever script they wrote for him or whatever mistakes really lead up perfectly, like French chef's kiss to the run.
Yes, the run is, and it's great. It's like a seamless transition. Yeah, let's take a look
I
again.
really want to find out for myself. I want to run around and see how huge it is. You'll follow me, okay?
Okay.
I think you know what it is for me. Just one more time. I really don't want.
okay.
But one more time. It's the start of the run.
Yes.
It's so awkward. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's true. It's,
What do you think his Sork of inspiration was?
Well, you know what I think?
What?
Is I think if Ronald McDonald was going to run, that's what it would look like. I just have that feeling.
Where I can find the source of imagination.
Don't you? Don't you think that if...
Wait, are you telling me that's not Ronald McDonald?
No, I'm just
Is that
saying, like...
not Ukrainian Ronald McDonald?
Yeah, pretty much. But I can imagine the full-on Ronald McDonald that you see sitting like in plaster on a bench. If he could get up and run, that's exactly what it would look like. Tell me that's not what it would look like.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, let's just...
River, am I right?
It is said that this archaeological site is really
It's
big.
the start of
how big it is,
yes.
you know? I really want to find out for myself. I want to run around and see how huge it is.
You will follow me.
Yeah.
You'll follow me, okay?
Command. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Can that be a soundbite?
It can.
I don't even know what it would be.
Yeah. I mean, seriously though, this is propaganda.
Oh my god.
You are trying your best to get people to go to Luoyang. Okay?
Not him, but yeah.
No,
they-
not him.
there's
I'm saying
data,
Chinese
yeah.
state media. And this is what you show. That looks horrendous.
Yeah, it really
It's as gray as his shirt, the
Yes,
sky. He almost
yes.
blends in.
That's really, really, really bad.
Yeah. So it's like, great job, Chinese state media. You should learn how to do color grading, and then you could like maybe replace the grays with blues or something.
Honestly, sometimes that can be worse.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's obvious when it has like the border and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean-
true. Anyway, so that's today's Slopaganda segment is visit
Yes.
Luoyang if you don't like your lungs. And yeah, excellent music collaboration between Chinese traditional instruments and African rap.
That's right. That is right.
Good. So before we continue with our show, by the way, of course, the big topic is this crazy man-made disaster up in Chongqing, which we'll be talking about shortly. Before we do, we have a word. But before we have a word, I just want to play this little bit from here. One more time. One more time. All right.
Myself, I want to run around and see how huge it is. You'll follow me, okay?
Okay. Okay, what was that?
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
All right.
But warmer, sunnier days are calling. Fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. No matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting food. We absolutely love Factor. It's absolutely delicious, fantastic. It's convenient. They have a rotating menu. Some of the stuff we've had is unbelievably tasty.
It's incredible.
I love being able to go and check out the menu to see what's going to be delivered. It's been some of the best, most convenient food we've had. Make your day delicious from breakfast to dessert. Stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. No, keep kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Head to factormeals.com/ADV50 and use the code ADV50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off the next month. That's code ADV50 at factormeals.com/ADV50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Thanks.
Yeah, and quite seriously, you know, when you go into one of these big stores like whatever, Walmart or something, you go to like the frozen meals section or the easy meals section. I found, because when I first came to America, I was like, wow, there's so much choice. But I found after a long time that choice is not really existent.
No.
There's a lot of packages in different colors.
Yes.
Kind of all taste the same.
Yes. Factor is not.
No, exactly.
Not
That's
frozen.
why
That's why
it's
we
not
love it.
frozen. And when I actually ate the Factor meals, you know, when we eat them, it's delicious. It's actually really good. No
is.
joke.
Yeah.
And it's great. Anyway,
Good stuff.
thank you very much to Factor for sponsoring today's show. And let's move on. What's our next section today?
Our next section today, we have something still, I believe, in the... actually, I'm not going to say in the humorous part, unless you think weather seed clouding.
Is this
cloud
Beyond the Great
seeding.
Firewall?
It is
Yeah.
Beyond the Great Firewall.
Okay, so it's Soft Power Hour.
Yes.
This is where we talk about how China is trying to change your mind, I guess. Although in this particular instance, I don't know how they're trying to change your mind.
I will say this.
What?
This was very, very interesting
Mm-hmm.
because this was spreading around the Chinese internet.
Yes.
But in many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Beyond the Great Firewall when we show you things that you're probably not going to be able to find on your own on
Yes.
the Chinese internet.
This hasn't really hit any news anywhere, but
No.
all the Chinese people I know are talking about this like crazy.
Yes. So what happened was there was some cloud seeding going on in
Yes.
Chongqing,
Yeah.
so in central China, right? And what was going on was they were trying to create weather.
Yeah,
as you do.
you know, again, they're trying to meddle with nature.
Yes.
Just like, let's dam all the rivers up, let's create lakes and mess around with that. Now let's try to make fake rain as well.
Yes.
That is something that happens around the world, by the way. It's not uniquely Chinese.
No. Now, you know what's interesting about that?
What?
Go ahead and play this.
Right.
Is that it's being covered in many different ways.
Yeah.
At first, people were mad because they're like, wait a minute.
Oh,
do you want to start with this? No, let's cut to this. This is for later. Let's do this later. This is funny.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Yeah, just cut to the cloud seeding.
Yeah,
thing.
we'll do the cloud
right
thing.
after that.
Okay.
What happened was people noticed that they were shooting missiles up into the sky.
Yes.
Right. And I actually have some data on that.
Okay. Let
The
me bring
missiles to seed the clouds to get it to rain. Right.
Yep. So this is Chongqing, China.
Yeah.
The 9th month and the 3rd day.
September 3rd.
3rd of the 9th.
I hate when you do the 3rd of the 9th. I just can't deal with that.
All right.
That's absolutely ridiculous. So,
Yep.
what happened was they were noticing that they were shooting up missiles up in the air. Okay.
Let's take a look.
Now, it turns out that it was creating these massive clouds.
Yeah, see this massive downpour like
Yes.
this?
And the problem is it coincided with a typhoon that came through.
Yes.
Okay. Now the problem is that it caused havoc, right? But people were thinking that the cloud seeding was actually the cause of the typhoon, and what state media was doing, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, not even so much state media, more like deflectors.
Yeah, see, they're shooting it up. But look, they're shooting it into the air. It looks like there's already a storm.
Yes. So this is what they were saying. This is what
Yeah.
the state was implying.
Yeah.
They were shooting these up there to stop a typhoon,
Oh.
to cause like some sort of wind current that would allow the typhoon to be blown away, right? Which would imply, if they could do that, that would imply it would blow somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess maybe you could guide it somewhere or something, right?
Okay.
So people are complaining because they were thinking this cloud seeding is actually doing this to their house and blowing shit around. It's going crazy, right?
Yeah.
The funny part is that it was people arguing about what was the cause of that.
Sure.
Was it the cloud seeding, or was it actually, were they trying to push away the typhoon?
Well, absolutely. Everybody that I saw discussing it online was like, they wanted to make it rain because it wasn't raining. They shot missiles up into the sky, and then all of a sudden, like, this massive typhoon
Yes.
comes along, all this bad weather comes along, like directly after they shot the
Yes.
missiles in the sky. People's underwear is flying around everywhere.
Pardon the Chinese memes interspersed.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
here. This is your compilations from
you know,
David.
like underwear and stuff. Because in China, when people wash clothes, they dry their clothes on the balcony.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Inside of that computer lab.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
But yeah, they're like, oh, we're just going to keep seeding the clouds. And then, you know, this massive thing happens. Look at these images of these big downpours as well, you know, and that's obviously a result of the cloud seeding, you know. And then this typhoon happens on top. So yes, a lot of people were seeing it as a man-made disaster, which it probably is in part.
I'm not a scientist, right? And that's why I didn't want to commentate on that. But I did want to say the discourse online,
yes.
right, all over the Chinese internet is people are. This is a
Yeah, that's the
footage.
missiles they're shooting up, yeah.
The people found out that these missiles, to be able to shoot them up, each missile is like 4,000 RMB or something, so $800 or something, right?
That's cheap.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
It's the whole system in place. Every time you see the clouds, it's actually millions of dollars.
Oh.
Or millions of RMB, which is almost $1 million.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you need weather balloons, you need like radar systems, you need all these things, you need to actually figure it out. Huge swaths of people need to be involved.
Sure.
So it's not just the cost. So when people figured that out, people started figuring out the cost of this, they're like, this is so costly. And for what? You're just ruining our house.
Yeah,
and
so
you're making my
spending-
scooter fly down the road.
Yeah, and you're making my underwear fly
And
off
you're
into
making
the
my
air.
underwear fly
Yeah.
up into the sky, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it was this weird catch-22 because I started seeing videos of people like deflecting. They're like, "Oh, haha, you think this is just a man-made disaster, but actually, this cloud seeding was to push away a typhoon that ended up going somewhere else."
I don't think a lot of research was done.
I don't know. It's just so. It's just one of those haphazard things.
Yeah, exactly.
But China does do this, by the way.
A lot.
They do cloud seeding, and I guess it's pretty bad. I was just reading some comments from the chat earlier.
Okay.
It says, it's very bad to try and force, this is from Spam Chromite. It's very bad to try and force clouds to discharge before time. It ruins the sky cell system across the country.
Yes.
And it says, also, if you sprinkle the powder, so they have some sort of sodium type derivative powder that they shoot up into the sky.
Yeah, so they drop it from planes.
Yeah, if you sprinkle the powder way too high in the atmosphere, you can provoke electric storms that can last a week.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So there could have been some funny business going on here. Not on purpose, but like...
This picture of this underwear has been going around a lot.
That's the meme.
Yeah, it's because...
People are obsessed with seeing these flying underwear.
Well, and it did happen.
Yeah, but who cares?
Well, I mean, that was...
something you see everywhere in China.
Yeah, for sure. But that's what I was picking up the most about this, is that people were like, they've tried to make rain, and in the end, all they did was blow our underwear and clothes everywhere.
You saw the underwear, you're like, that's mine.
Well, they said.
No, you did.
Yeah. Oh, me? Yeah, that's my underwear.
It's your purple underwear.
My purple underwear. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's supposed to find out about that.
Now they know. Sorry, I put it in the media pack.
Exactly.
So it's interesting because, like I said, it caused absolute devastation. So just play through this. You can get an idea of how crazy this was.
Yeah, I just want to go back. You know, you can see the electrical storms.
I think this is fake as hell.
This particular, no, those buildings are curved buildings.
We had a discussion about this.
Near Hongyadong.
It literally looks like a filter, and then somebody like manipulated the photo.
No, that's real.
You don't think so?
Yeah, this there you can see a photo of the rain just dumping down. You know, after all the cloud seeding.
It's nuts. It's actually almost beautiful.
Well, it looks like a mushroom cloud.
It does.
You know?
It's like a mushroom storm cloud.
Yeah,
well, you know, it's like cumulonimbus is the anvil-shaped cloud,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
This is a mushroom-shaped cloud.
Exactly. Here you can see the rain. Like, there's rain.
Yes.
As a result. So, you know, maybe they went overboard. Maybe they seeded the clouds a little too much. What do you reckon?
That might be lens distortion. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Those buildings are actually curved.
I actually want, if there's anyone in the in super chats that can pop out there, if you have any weather, we actually wanted to pop this out there. If you have any knowledge or idea about weather, meteorology, let us know what you think. Was this done, do you think, in prevention of bad weather, or do you think this brought on bad weather?
I can't see how this could prevent bad weather myself.
It's a good discussion to have.
Yeah.
Though.
But I mean, you can see here, for instance, there's already like a high wind and some storm going on in the background while they're firing these things off. You know, take a look in the background. It's windy and stuff. So who knows?
I think the real salt in the wound for this is the awful weather that China's been having. And people are just so fatigued about it. They're like, oh my gosh, can you
stop? All the flooding and all the nonsense, you know?
Crazy typhoons and flooding right now. And then you go and totally redeem yourself.
Exactly. I mean, and if you look at it from a layman's point of view, imagine you hear about the government's firing off missiles into the sky to create rain, and then immediately this typhoon comes.
Right?
Yeah, this typhoon comes and destroys your neighborhood. You're like, well, why did you do that? Why? You didn't have to do that. You know.
Gosh. Apparently, this headed all the way into Sichuan.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you can take a look. I mean, it's devastating, this kind of weather. I've seen it firsthand when I was in Shenzhen, you know, a couple of times. And I remember just the absolute devastation. The next day, trees broken down on the road. Everything was messed up. I got a couple of videos about that, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, take a look at that. Trees uprooted and...
Poor people. Stop with this stupid underwear.
It's all over the place, man.
People are obsessed with that dumb underwear.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's, like you said, that was the meme going around.
It was. I think that's what got people to be like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why is this flying around? And then they're like, holy crap. They're cloud seeding again.
Yeah. I want to quickly go back to that one shot from the plane. There's a picture from the plane's wing. Where was it? Is it? It's just after this. It's hard to scrub through this nonsense and find an exact frame. I think it's before that. Let me just go back to here. Sorry, I know you're seeing the same footage again and again, but I want to see if I can pause it just in time, because it's quite an epic picture. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. It's coming up. Not yet. There. Yeah, look at that. Look at that huge rainfall right there.
Is that even in China?
Well, apparently.
B32F2?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it was just in one of these Douyin videos.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it is. Are you saying it's not China because the sky's blue?
Yeah, honestly. Like, I looked at that and I said, that looks a little...
You get blue skies in China.
You do. You do.
I've seen them.
I'll be the first to admit that.
Yeah.
This just seemed a little too blue.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. But anyway, you get the idea. So this is what's happened now, and we'll see what the aftermath is in the coming days. And hopefully they don't try to see the clouds again.
F this area in particular.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like,
we're not really happy with you right now. Shoots missiles from parking lot to make clouds angry.
Exactly. That's what's going on here.
This is like the top leadership's like, hey, we're not really chill with Chongqing these days or wherever.
Yeah.
Hey, like, I don't know. Harbin's pissing us off.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot the missiles up in the clouds.
Exactly. Let's teach them a lesson.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So
let us know what you think.
Yeah. And earlier on, we were talking, or we showed you a very short clip of some license plates. Okay, I'm going to go back to that because
the number came up as Xiamen Airlines, by the way. So I guess it was China.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes total sense to me.
Yeah, this is the funny part of Behind the Great Firewall.
Yes,
we have a big segment of Behind the Great Firewall today.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to it. License plates. By the way, can I just tell everybody how infuriating license plates are in China?
You don't have to make this negative.
No, I'm just saying, like, quite seriously, depending on your city, but there's a lottery for license plates.
Yes.
People think, oh, you just get a license plate. And by the way, living in America, and, I buy a lot of secondhand cars and I messed around with a lot of cars. It's so easy here. It's literally go down to the DMV, stand there for a little while. Everyone's like, oh, DMV so long. Rubbish. I've never been in a DMV more than half an hour, You sit in
You're
the DMV.
pretty lucky.
But I've been at DMVs like all over the freaking country,
Yeah, that's true.
Arizona, out everywhere, all over the place. And it's always short. And you
Right.
can just go to an agent.
Right.
But the thing I like about the DMVs here is that you get your plates same day when you apply.
Mhm.
And that's in every state I've gotten plates.
Yeah, it's like immediate, isn't it? They just
It
hand
is.
them over, yeah.
You go in the DMV, you do your stuff, and then they give you your plates.
Yeah.
You go put them on. They have
Sure.
them. They have like this
They have,
beautiful
like, a catalog of them.
store of these things under their desk.
You don't get to pick them, though.
No, but they do.
They do.
And they've just got them there. They're just like, here you go.
Can we move on to what
So
this is about?
anyway, what I'm saying is most people from the West, okay, obviously some countries like the UK and stuff are iffy and so on.
They have real
but
long license plates.
They do. Yeah,
Why is
same
it
as
so
South
long?
Africa. I don't know.
So long.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, most people won't understand how infuriating this whole system is.
Mm.
The license plate, in most cases in cities in China, costs more than the car. It's because everything is so overcrowded, right? So for you to have the privilege to drive on the road, you need to really battle for that license plate. People often, they used to auction them off.
Yeah.
So
They've cut down on that.
Yeah, they had to make it illegal in places like Shenzhen because people were selling license plates for millions of RMB. Can you imagine paying $1 million for your license
I
plate?
cannot.
To put on your $20,000 car.
I cannot.
That's what was happening.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so you got lotteries. You've also got a system like in Beijing where
AB system.
Yeah, some days this kind of even numbered license plates are allowed to be on the road, and then odd numbered license plates.
crazy.
So it's a very restrictive system, and license plates are incredibly important in China. And of course, China's incredibly superstitious when it comes to numbers, and that's what this is all about.
Well, this is less about superstition and more
Yeah.
about hilarity. So,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you said, people pay a lot of money for special numbers. For example, 8s. If you get
Oh.
lots of 8s on your license plate, you can pay a lot of money.
If you got three or more 8s on your plate, it's expensive.
Yes.
Super
I'll
expensive.
tell you what you don't want.
What?
4s.
Yes.
You don't want 4s.
No.
Because that means death in Chinese. However, these are some unlucky people that got license plates that had numbers on them that are onomatopoeias. Is that the correct word?
I don't think so.
Alliteration?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's an onomatopoeia because it sounds like it, right? So this license plate says B, which means
like a shabby
yes,
Yeah.
which means like
fool.
yeah,
That's a very nice way of putting it.
yeah, but it's very derogatory.
Yes, a derogatory.
Right.
Yeah.
And it says "arbaiwu," which
Yeah.
means idiot.
Arbaiwu does mean idiot.
250 in Chinese. You can learn something today. Sounds like "arbaiwu," which means an idiot, right? Well, it's like a number slang for the word idiot.
There's a whole lot of number things in China. Like
Yes.
Wu Arling means I love you.
Yes.
Right? For
Yes.
instance, 520.
That's right.
And 250 means you're an idiot. And Sanba.
Onomatopoeia. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sanba means a gossip. 38. You call like an old lady who sits around gossiping, you'll say
It's kind of
Sanba.
it's also kind of the B word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like-
true. But it's like it also can be like a 动词, like an actual verb.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing it.
You're right.
Samba means you're gossiping. So, again, it's one of those things in Chinese. Numbers are very important.
Yeah, we just want to explain to you while we tell you these. So this means
Idiot.
Idiot. It means
It means,
fool, idiot.
yeah, but just take fool and make it very crass.
Kind of means the C word.
Yeah, exactly. And then idiot. Pretty much.
You know, the CU
Yeah,
word.
it does. This with the ends with NT.
Yeah, no, it's spelled CUNCE.
Yes, that's right. Yes, exactly. Okay. Anyway, so it means idiot. So this guy got a license
That's
plate.
very bad.
When you're driving around, imagine your license plate.
Yes.
Actually, everybody looking at it is saying like idiot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what that is.
And it also has another B there.
Okay.
This one's like, like crying.
Yeah, exactly. Wook.
This one's like, ow,
What?
ow,
Yeah, exactly.
these are just things that you'd pronounce in Chinese.
Mm-hmm. Interesting that.
So this one
Ay,
is
ay,
like, no, this one's like, hey.
Okay.
It's like a laugh.
Let's go back to that one. I want to see it. Yeah,
Yeah, because the Chinese
Yeah.
are laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
Characters. This one is real bad.
That.
So it
That's
starts
like-
with CUNCE.
Yeah, and then SB, which is Shabi, which is the same thing.
A stupid CUNCE.
Yeah, exactly. And then
And then
it's
Yao Yao Ling,
which is the
just
police.
It's like 911.
It's like saying stupid police, basically.
Kind of. Yes.
That's what it
kind
is.
Of. Well, it's also
Moron
like
police.
emergency services.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, moron
Emergency
police. Yeah.
services.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Interesting.
This is harder to explain than I thought, but hopefully
Yeah.
you guys are picking up on
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So this is
RB is also a really bad thing to
yes,
call someone.
yes. So think about the CUNCE,
Yeah.
like a stupid C word, right?
Yes.
But this one means
Joe RB.
Yeah.
It's like he's like a
Stupid
moron.
C
Really a
is
moron.
really a stupid C.
Yeah, exactly. Because RB is another one of just saying like
Yes. Not
he's
the
like-
restaurant.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a moron. You'll
Not
say.
we got the meats.
Yeah, exactly. RB and Joe means just, you know,
Yes.
or really.
So it
really
means
is an
really
idiot.
like this stupid fool is
it
really a stupid fool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, that's a bad one. That's
To
the
be
worst
or not
one.
to be, that is the question.
Yeah, to be. Yeah. Anyway, what's next? That's pretty funny though.
Yeah, I think. Oh, so this guy, he's opening up and he's like, "No way, I got RB 2B," which
Yes.
remember is stupid fool. We could
Yeah,
say,
exactly.
Right? So he keeps pulling it, right?
Yeah, Q.
He keeps pulling it.
Okay.
So, I'll explain that in a second after he pulls the whole thing. Super. So it says, "Stupid fool is my father."
Yeah.
Sounds like shi, which means to be.
Yeah.
Right. So
Exactly.
number 4. 5 sounds like wa.
Yes.
Which means me.
Yeah.
And then ba sounds like father.
Yeah.
Baba.
Baba. Yeah.
So it says, "Stupid fool is my father."
Exactly. That's kind of cool.
That's kind of a whoo, because if you think about it, it was almost said, "Stupid fool is me."
Yeah, but it could also mean stupid fool. My father must die because you know 是我吧.
Yeah, but that's usually people
Yeah.
usually use it
Yeah,
as
for
the
sure,
shi here in this context.
Yeah, exactly. But it could be.
You're true.
Yeah.
You are true.
That guy must be very happy with that. What about this one? Again, Wu Ling. War. I am a stupid idiot is basically what it says. See that? War. Wu Ling.
Our Bible, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Bai Wu, yeah.
You're being literal.
Yes.
It's fine. So that one is very sad
Yes.
because he's saying, "I'm
a stupid
idiot."
Yeah.
That's less derogatory, by the way. The Arbai Wu. That's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as
The
bad.
B one is bad.
Yeah. RB.
Yeah.
SB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get the idea.
That's kind of funny.
He owned it, which I like.
Yeah, I like that too. Excellent. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we're going to
Yes.
go past the whole typhoon jobby. But before we continue, guys, we have another word. Let's do it.
A word.
Let's have our word.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. AG1 is a product we really stand
Oh, you
behind.
have it up here. Fueling my body with whole foods is important, but it's not something I do all the time. By the way, I'm not even reading that. That's actually what I'm trying to say.
Sounds
You
like you're reading it.
And I both have an issue with fueling our bodies with whole foods every day.
Yes.
And that is why we absolutely...
Whole pizzas, maybe.
Yes. That's why we absolutely love AG1, because we know that in a few seconds,
Yeah.
put it in a glass and we drink it down, tastes good, and we know that we've just done our body good for
Yes.
the entire day. All the vitamins and nutrients that we need for that
Correct,
day,
yes.
which is fantastic. It ensures that I'm filling any nutritional gaps and I'm supporting my whole body health. I'm starting my day off right. In seconds, I'm covering my entire day's traditional needs, and it tastes good too.
Did you say traditional needs instead of nutritional needs?
Nutritional needs.
I'm pretty sure you said traditional needs.
You know what?
Traditionally,
It's exactly the same, because traditionally I have the same needs.
yes, that's true.
AG1's in-house team of doctors, scientists, and researchers work with third-party experts on studies to validate the benefits of AG1. If there's one product I trust to support my whole body health, it's AG1, and that's why we've partnered with them for so long. It's easy and satisfying to start your journey with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/ADV. That's drinkag1.com/ADV. Check it out.
And now back to the show. So next up, what we have is, let me get past the whole typhoon segment because we already covered that.
Yes.
Good old Chongqing, you know, man, they love to show that night shot all the time and like, oh, China's in the future and all that nonsense. But
30
actually,
billion
it's
years
just,
in the future.
yeah, actually, it's just kind of
cloud
messy.
seeding.
I'll be honest with you, Chongqing's quite a messy city.
Yeah.
If you went there and you walked around, you wouldn't be actually very impressed.
Yeah, you might get tired. It's very steep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, can we get to the next segment?
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. You're pulling it up.
Slowly.
Come
Very, very slowly.
Come on.
I'm trying to figure it. Hang on.
Come
It's
on.
coming. It's okay. All right. There. All right. Here we go.
All right.
What do we got going on over here? Is this worldview? No, this is still. Yeah, this is worldview, isn't it?
This is
But it's not. It's in
the
China.
story of a girl.
No,
who
it's
cried
not.
a river and drowned the whole world.
What is it? What am I looking at here?
It's. Why don't you explain?
Does,
What
is,
do you see?
Is that Hitler inside of a Mao?
That is Lenin.
Okay, sorry. Just from this angle, I
Same
couldn't make
person.
out the mustache.
Yeah.
The hair looks about right. You
Both
know?
evil folk, I suppose.
Yes, yes.
These are some sculptors from China
Yes.
that were smashing.
Well, they made this
Yeah, they were smashing
Mao sculpture
Mao sculptures.
made out of like fiberglass or something. Yeah, that looks like fiberglass to me. So
Yeah, so these were like, let's see, it says Gao Zhen has been detained on suspicion of insulting revolutionary heroes and martyrs. His brother and artistic partner, Gao Qiang, has said. The Gao brothers are known for their provocative sculptures, which critique the founder of the People's Republic of China, Mao Zedong, and his regime. So you go to the next picture, you can get an
I just
example.
gotta say, like, why on earth did they think they could get away with this?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Gao Zhen left China 2 years ago
Oh.
to live permanently in the United States, but had been visiting family when he was
Oh.
taken by authorities in Hebei province.
That's a mistake.
His brother said in a post on Facebook. Chinese authorities have not responded to the allegations by Gao Qiang, who said about 30 police officers stormed his brother's art studio in Sanhe City on August 26th. So there is a new law, and I'll just give you
Is
the
it
short.
new?
It's 2021.
Okay.
That says it's a newly amended criminal code,
Okay.
and it says that you cannot make fun of revolutionary hero leaders, meaning anybody that participated in like the revolution that made China communist China. You can't make fun of them. You can't poke fun at them.
Not allowed to make fun
Not
of them.
allowed
But
to make
here's
fun
the thing: you can never have made fun of Mao Zedong in China
No,
ever since he took
but
over.
there's obviously some sort of now like strict law about it.
Well, I mean, we saw that Mao slap boy. You know, where is that? He got arrested for just doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I was thinking this is weird because you could never get away with making a statue of Mao Zedong that looks silly in
Yes.
China. So it makes sense. So you obviously made these in America then?
No, I think they actually made them in China.
I don't see how they managed to get away with
Well,
it.
they didn't. That's the crux of
Yeah.
this, isn't it? They
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, here's another thing. You have to be very careful if you visit family in China.
Mm-hmm.
If you're somebody who goes overseas, if you're Chinese specifically, if you go overseas, you're living in a freedom of speech country and you say things because now you're allowed to say them, or you do art, which you're now allowed to do that you couldn't do in China, they get you when you visit the sick grandma.
Yeah,
That's when they get you.
that's right.
They wait for your family to get sick because they know you're going to be a good family, you know, grandson or son or whatever. You're going to go visit your family, and they wait for you for that.
That's right.
It's cowardly. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
The amount of people that have been nabbed due to sick grandmas is probably, you could work out a chart.
You could.
Like a huge amount of people.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, these guys, their work was considered offensive to the Chinese government because
I can't see
insulted.
why. You know.
What do you mean,
Obviously.
smashing a baby?
I'm joking.
A baby Ma with Lenin inside of it
Yeah.
is not
I mean,
provocative.
it's making a good statement, you know.
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't, but
Yeah.
we can kind of see what was.
I can understand
happened,
why
yeah.
they arrested them. Yes.
No, we don't support it. It's just like we understand China's
do
law.
you do you remember how far they went? Because even in where was it in Nevada? Where's that place with the statue park? Is that in Nevada, or California?
Yeah. Nevada.
Is it? Whatever. It's in
That
the
doesn't matter.
desert. We've been
Yeah,
there.
yes.
You know the Liberty Sculpture Park.
That's right.
Do you remember they put up that statue
Near
of
Vegas.
Yeah, Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
It's on the way to Vegas
Yeah.
from California. That's where when we were living back there. That's how we got there.
Yeah.
They made that statue of Xi Jinping, but like a virus. Half of it was the
Yeah,
virus.
that's right.
And the Chinese government hated it so much that they got agents over here to go and sabotage it, burn it down, try to pull it down with a truck and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're trying to stop people from making that kind of thing overseas in America,
Yeah,
so imagine
good
in
point.
China, you couldn't do that.
No way. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of news to cover.
Freedom of expression is not something you can do in China unless it's something that's positive for the Chinese government.
This is very, very true. All right. Next up, we have a top New York State government aide secretly helped the Chinese government access an official call. Sorry, I'm reading way into this.
Okay, sorry. I just love this headline. A Ferrari, a Honolulu hideaway, salted duck.
Yes.
Now, I know that the salted duck was prepared by like Xi Jinping's chef or something.
I noticed that was the the biggest thing I saw across all articles was the salted duck.
I mean, I get it.
It's like chill out with the
That's-
salted duck.
How are you comparing a salted duck to a Ferrari and mansions and stuff?
I guess it's making people hungry, so they want to read the article.
Maybe. But a salted duck doesn't sound incredibly appetizing to me. I know it probably
I'd
tastes
rather
good.
have a regular duck.
What do? Do they take the duck and roll it around in salt and then like, here, go
Apparently,
ahead.
it's a Nanjing style food.
Anyway, let's read about
So
this.
yeah, so this is what happened.
Okay.
This is alleged right now, but basically, this woman was working for the mayor of New York, right? And she was some sort of assistant, right? And she was allegedly helping the Chinese government. Says Miss Sun, Sun, found ways for Chinese consular officials to gain access to New York leaders. So brazen were her efforts that in one instance, she surreptitiously added a Chinese official to a private state government call about the public health response to the virus. Former New York prosecutor Howard Master told the BBC that charges reflect a disturbing trend of senior public officials, including former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez, corruptly receiving gifts from foreign governments. How she got away with it for so long will be a matter of ongoing investigation, but it appears she took numerous steps to avoid getting caught, allegedly lying to the FBI, the New York State Office of Inspector General, and others when questioned, and taking other steps to conceal her role. The indictment against Ms. Sun lists occasions in which she worked to prevent Taiwanese representatives from either communicating with or meeting high-ranking officials in the U.S. government.
Right.
So she was allegedly stopping Taiwan government people from interfacing with American officials.
I remember, like in one instance, some Taiwanese official wanted to have a meeting with whatever American official, and she replied to say, "No, sorry, he's busy, he's out of town," type of thing, but he wasn't.
Yes.
That type of thing, just
Was
to
it
make
that?
sure.
Oh, okay.
There's something. That's
Something like
one
that.
of the. That's one of the instances. Yeah.
So this is interesting. It says, this is a quote, "It's all been taken care of satisfactorily," said Miss Sun. She's said to have bragged in one 2016 message to a Chinese consular official after successfully diverting a top New York politician from an event hosted by Taiwan. And when the island's president traveled to New York City in 2019, she was even pictured joining a pro-Beijing protest against the visit.
I actually have a clip of that. By the way, it says here, Ms. Sun presents a Chinese official with a fraudulent official document.
Yeah.
And apparently she was issuing these official documents to help Chinese officials get visas to come to
Oh,
America
interesting.
and so on. But she wasn't allowed to be doing that, obviously. Let's take a quick look at that protest. This is what we're talking about. And we actually have footage of that. Not this. This is the lawyer thingy. I'm going to skip past this because it's kind of boring. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Here, let's take a look. We covered this on the show. You know when English Vegetables came here? I think it was Tsai Ing-wen,
Taiwan's former president.
Former president. Every time a Taiwanese official comes for whatever reason, even if it's just to come visit on holiday or something, these organizations will rally together, these Friendship of China, basically United Front organizations. They will get a bunch of Chinese diaspora, they'll pay them, they'll bus them in, they'll give them Chinese flags, they'll organize for them to protest, to show that they're strong opposition to Taiwan being allowed to act freely, right? And there she is, you can see her right there with the crowd.
Smash Taiwanese independence.
Yeah. Anyway, the fact is, there she is coordinating, and she's probably part of the organization of these events, at least taking part of them.
That seems crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if you're like an aide to the mayor and you're in politics and everything, you probably shouldn't be involved in this kind of...
In like foreign influence protests.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It shows that you're probably aligned with that particular government.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. So I want to
and
read
against democracy.
Yeah. Miss Sun later told another Chinese official that she had argued with Miss Ho Shul's speechwriter to get a mention of the Uyghur situation removed from a draft of the governor's remarks. So all the sensitive stuff that China doesn't want people to talk about, Taiwan and the Uyghur situation, Uyghur genocide in Western China.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Correct. What else have we got on this?
So there was some gifts. She received substantial economic and other benefits from Beijing representatives. Nanjing's salted ducks. The gifts included all expensive paid travel to China.
This duck thing needs to shut up. Like, okay, seriously. I know there's something about the chef that created the ducks. It's like one high up official's personal chef or something.
Some high up thing. Yeah, I'll read it in a second.
Okay, all right.
Tickets to top shows, concerts and sporting events, employment in China for Miss Sun's cousin, and home deliveries of Nanjing-style salted ducks prepared by a Chinese government official's personal chef.
There we go.
According to the indictment, the duck delicacy was gifted to Miss Sun and sent directly to her parents' home at least 16 different occasions.
I mean, now that's an incentive. They're like, hey, listen, you do some influence operations for us, and guess what? You're going to get duck. Salted duck.
Fantastic.
That's send some to your cousin.
That's really what sold her.
Yeah, it's not
like,
the mansions and
not
everything,
the
Ferraris and stuff. It's the salted duck.
Salted
So
duck.
literally, she's like,
I'm going to need 16.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of on the fence, but now you mentioned it.
Yes.
Salted duck, my favorite.
16, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
What else?
That's enough.
Okay. Well, she had a big mansion. I know
yes,
she had she had two mansions. She had one in Hawaii
Island, yeah.
and one in Long Island.
Yeah.
But like they keep going on about the Honolulu one.
I have a picture.
The Honolulu one's only 2.1 million. The one in Long Island was like 3.8 or something.
You make it sound like that's not much money, but you're saying in comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think it's a lot because it's like a secondary thing.
That's a 4.1 million Long Island mansion. Sorry.
Yes.
But
it's
I mean, hey.
4.1 million long.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a long mansion.
It's a long mansion. It's in Long Island mansion, yes. It's only a 4.1 meter long. Okay.
It's only 4.1 meters.
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out it actually sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
There's
tiny.
a 2 meter long Honolulu condo.
She must be very small.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's like this big.
Like squeezed in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I mean, this freaking duck needs to F off.
It looks terrible. It's like gray.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, can you imagine? All you need to do is interfere with like American politics, and you get to chill out in your mansion in Long Island, hop into your 2024 Ferrari, which we're blocking here. I'll get it so you can see it, okay? Hop in your Ferrari, drive to the airport, fly to Hawaii. You know, like, work's over. Let's get in the Ferrari, go to the airport. Let's go to Hawaii, chill there for the weekend.
Yes.
You know, millions of dollars are being sent to your husband's businesses, right? In China, I suppose, or wherever. And then you can fly back and get back in your Ferrari and go back. And all you need to do
by the way, I like Ferraris, but I don't like that Ferrari.
No, it's kind of ugly.
Pretty boring.
Yeah.
For a Ferrari.
Kind of looks like a Tesla or something.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
No, but she obviously is.
Well.
Yeah.
This is great taste.
Dozens of Nanjing-style salted ducks delivered to her parents' home. Like, holy, dozens of ducks.
Her parents were like freaking.
They were like, we're rolling in salted duck here.
Duck.
Yeah,
Give me the duck.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're going over here. Let's move on.
Yeah, I just got to say though again about the whole situation is, I really hate how brazen they are about this. You know, to infiltrate, and then they just kind of do this stuff, and it seems like they don't even try to hide it.
I think that's what spies do.
Yeah, it's true.
If it turns out she is, I think that's just what they do.
Yeah, it's just more and more of this stuff is being uncovered. I mean, the whole Philippine thing. Did you mention that in here?
Yeah, it's in here.
Okay, okay. We'll get to that. So yeah, what's going on here?
Chinese soccer appears to be getting worse, despite President's pledge to make it better. So the funny thing is that China's soccer team's never been good.
Never ever.
But this mattered in particular because it was a World Cup qualifying match
against Japan,
the mortal enemy of China.
Japan, yes.
They lost 7-0.
7-0.
I had the score in there. I don't know where it went.
Yeah.
But yeah, they lost 7-0. Which
did I send you the clip?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's clips of the players crying and stuff, and they're threatening to like, oh yeah, we lost, but if we could kick the players, then we could win, something like that.
What? Hold on, I want to read a quote.
Okay, please do.
Reaction in China was muted on state media. The China Sports Daily had a very short story titled "China Lost to Japan in World Cup Qualifier" with few details. But there was more discussion on the Chinese social media. Zhang Feng, a journalist and commentator with a popular blog, was direct. Football cannot be boosted by singing odes or telling stories. Right?
Yes.
This is the tell the China story well government campaign type thing. It needs skill and physical and tactical training. It cannot be accomplished through politics. I thought that was a good quote.
Very good quote.
You can't just say, hey, we need to have a good soccer team because a government demands it. It's just not how things work.
It's very interesting because the entire time I lived in China, all of my Chinese friends were always very like self-deprecating when it came to the
yes,
football.
all my Chinese
They were
friends
like,
always made fun of.
They were like, we'll never,
team.
we suck. Our soccer team's the worst. But it's true though.
China's number 87 in FIFA rankings for men's
87.
teams, just below the Caribbean island of Curacao, and just above the African nation of Equatorial Guinea, where our glasses friend was just recently singing about.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an interesting thing because we all see that when it comes to sports and athletics, China can excel and get a lot of gold medals, but it's usually in individual sports. Not all the time, I mean, but generally it's like, diving or, ping pong or something like that, shooting, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's when teamwork is involved that things seem to fall apart. And I honestly think personally, just my personal observation, it's because of the competition. The intense competition to rise above your classmate, to rise above your peers, because otherwise you're just not going to make it.
Sure.
China is so full of people. There's so many people vying for that one spot that you have to really work hard to get the higher grade, to score better, to get better. And so I think when it comes to a team sport, you probably have a situation where that competition doesn't leave. You don't play as a team. You play as an individual.
True.
You're like, if I can score the goal, then I'm going to do well, and then you don't pass the ball.
You're right.
That's just my own personal observation.
Right.
Anyway, that didn't work out very well for them.
No, it did not.
This is weird.
Yeah, so China stopped foreign adoptions. It was very popular to go adopt children in China if you're from America or a different country. And China is now stopping this. I think it's a point of national pride. I think there's some other things involved. For example, they said that it's in line with international trends that, you basically don't need to go to another country to adopt someone. There were people talking about this, saying that it's about how China now has more facilities for like disabled people and stuff.
Nonsense.
So like now it's not as necessary, but I'm calling nonsense on that because of the stringent regulations that China had before with adoptions. Like you couldn't be fat and adopt a kid. Like they were already very like stringent about that kind of stuff. So I think that's nonsense.
It's,
I think it's a point of pride.
Yeah, absolutely. China's never had good facilities when it comes to orphanages and looking after disabled people, etc. And so, I think this is a big disservice to a lot of those orphans are unfortunately going to be left in the lurch now.
Sure.
And to all families that adopt, no matter where you adopt from, a big shout out to you because it's a huge thing you're doing. It's a big responsibility, and you're doing a big service to a child who doesn't have a home. So a big shout out to you. And it's just a pity that China's blocking that part off.
Sure.
Anyway, let's move on. China spy rumors swirl as Philippines fugitive mayor arrested. You got a write-up on this one?
I do have something here. Let me have a look.
It's very much in line with what we've just read.
It is, yeah. Actually, should have come right afterwards.
Yeah, but you threw an adoption story in the middle for some reason.
And the soccer story.
Yes, it's
Just
like,
break it
let's
up.
break it up.
You
Yeah.
don't want too much spy stuff in one go, right?
Sure.
So this is massive, and we actually haven't covered this because it has been covered to death across the internet. And we usually like to cover stuff that's not necessarily being touched upon. I really did see too much of this, so we were like, "Oh, we'll wait until something happens." But
well, it coincides with the other spy stories.
basically, the super quick. I'm not going to read this. Super quick rundown is that this mayor former mayor in the Philippines. The Philippines is alleging that she was actually a Chinese spy.
Yeah, and she was tied in with like illegal
pig butchering
operations,
scams and like the casinos.
illegal
and all
gambling
that.
stuff, and
So she's tied to that. So all of a sudden, these allegations are coming out, and they're starting to investigate, right? And then she pieces out. She flees, and apparently through a network of like small buses and boats, and she actually gets herself to Indonesia. They catch her in Indonesia, deport her back, and now she's back in the loving arms of the Philippines.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy because she claims to be like the illegitimate child of a Chinese man and Chinese and Filipino, and she grew up on a pig farm or whatever. But they actually check her fingerprints, and no, it matches a Chinese citizen that came in 2003. You know, and she's actually a Chinese citizen, and she's not. You know, so there's all this immigration fraud and various other things too. So it's quite an interesting story if you're into that kind of thing. And again, it's just another example of how systems are taken advantage of.
Yes.
You know?
One thing I did want to say about this, though, is that the suspicion was around her being able to speak Tagalog, which is the language of the Philippines, fluently.
Yeah.
But she couldn't speak the local language because, like, Philippines has tons of dialects, just like China does. And she couldn't speak the local language where she grew up.
Yeah.
And so she said, "Oh, I had a nanny or something." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
It's a good excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I might have gone for that excuse if I were her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Not run away
Getting
to
lit up.
Indonesia.
No. By the way, before we continue, look at this.
A double vision.
I wanted to point out to everyone that we have a VIP show on Monday, and it was actually quite a fun one. Let's show you what you missed on well, it's normally Monday. This was Thursday, but on Monday.
On fire. Dog penis wine. Believed to increase male virility.
Smack your ball.
Yep, smack your balls. Scissors under the pillow.
That sounds safe.
Mouse droppings soup therapy. Moonlight water therapy. Toxic smoke.
Yeah, like this woman. She's having a great time. This guy's really having a great time. Look at him. He's like, oh, yeah. And I think that certificate says you are authorized to make shit up.
And then they inject it intravenously into the person or directly into the muscle.
Where does SARS come from? What this guy is doing over here is absolute garbage. He's like, I'm going to fix your spine. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, you know, that's...
I would like to explain what you just saw.
Okay, yes, please
We covered traditional Chinese medicine cures, which are crazy.
Yeah, we went to the, like, more weird ones.
Yes.
Because, you know, there are normal ones at
like
work.
insane ones, right? And we showed them and talked about them. And there's stuff that even like has been tried to have been banned, but they just proliferate across China because of their folk remedies.
Yeah, like injecting chicken blood.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I think we probably covered 50 of them.
Yeah.
A lot, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
It's a very good episode. So go to patreon.com/ADVpodcast. Support us at the Xiaoban Ho tier. We have a show every Monday where we cover a completely separate topic to the China show. It's democratic. You guys vote on the next episode.
Yeah.
You guys are a part of a Q&A. You guys are a part of the polls throughout the entire show. It's super, super fun, and it's a place that we'd love to hang out with you.
Yeah, so please join us if you have the means, of course.
Yes.
And now it's time for the final part of our show today, which, of course, is the Q&A. Yamcha. This is where we answer your questions and you question our answers. It's Friday. I hope everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Everybody's.
That's working for the weekend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's time to loosen the tie. Yeah. You know, you've just insulted every 80s music lover out there.
Every Canadian, because every Canadian loves that band.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's Canadian.
I didn't know. Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was Canadian.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It sounded a little better than that to me.
I think it's...
What does that mean? Just joking. Just joking.
Oh, boy.
What about